All right, great. So basically what I wanted to do is get all of us together, and if we can, on a pretty regular basis, whether it's every other week, once a week. I don't want to do once a month, that's too little, but something so that we can just chat, whether it's 30 minutes or 40 minutes, but just chat on what's going on, what you did, where you need some help, give some ideas, some suggestions, because I know you guys all want to fast track to executive, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, great. All right. And so just kind of staying accountable to each other as well as to our own selves. So, first of all, the biggest question that I've been asking everyone recently, and Daphne, thank you so much for speaking up yesterday, is, what area are you not 100% in? And so that we can focus on that. And usually it comes down to understanding the compensation plan, but not necessarily knowing everything about it or being able to present it to someone and feeling 100% comfortable. Or maybe you do know it, but not that 100% comfortable. Or how to reach out to people, what to say, who to reach out to, just kind of what I did in that video yesterday, and find out, is there any missing link that needs to be taken care of? Or are you 100% in all of those areas and it's just a matter of doing it?
I'll say for me, I'm sorry, go ahead, Daph.
I was going to say, I didn't know she was asking me personally, but I feel like some of it I'm doing, I don't know. I think my biggest stop is always like, I don't want to feel like I'm pressuring someone. So I have these fantastic conversations with people, and I always reach out in a sense because I'm very sincere about it. So it's not even all about the isogenics. If you want help in general, like I just added someone yesterday into the group, and then Tony started a great conversation with her. But I never want to feel like I'm like pressuring you to do it. So I will talk to you about isogenics, but I'm really talking to them about themselves. Because a lot of times I'm helping people on an opposite end. So it's more, right now I'm trying to develop a business as like a life coach or like a mentor. So sometimes it's more about them as a whole. And so I never want to feel like I'm also jumping them into this other business. So I don't really know how to combine them sometimes, I guess. It's easier with my meal prep people because I will tell them, I utilize the product along with the meal prep and with the choice, but I don't want them to feel pressured like they have to, because then I don't want to interrupt my other business, I guess. But then I'm frustrated with myself because I think these people can benefit from it. I don't know the proper way to make it that conversation, I guess. And that's why I wanted you and Annie to be in a group. I'm still trying to get together my large group from the church, and that's why I wanted you two to be a part of it. I don't want to mess it up. And it has the opportunity to get me a lot of business. So I'm like, I'm not doing this by myself.
All right, great. So that's a big conversation, obviously. One that we can all benefit from, though, because, that's a very typical way of feeling. And it's a fine line. How do you go about not offending anyone, to pressuring them, to getting them to say yes, to still loving and liking you? So it's a wide variety of all of that. And honestly, you're going to hit all of those different scenarios. Good morning, Ellie. Good morning, Kathleen. You are going to hit all those scenarios because it's just a matter of where they are at in life. If they are ready for you to put a little pressure on them, then they accept that. Tyler, can you close the door? Thanks, babe. If they're not in that area and they're feeling pressure from all kinds of other people and their walls are up, they're going to feel your pressure whether you put it on them or not. So you're not ever going to be perfect in that scenario. All you can do is just look for those that are wanting it now. And just as long as you have that attitude and you stress that, and maybe not stress it, but state it every once in a while and let it just kind of take you over of, I'm here. Whenever you want something, whenever something happens to you, whenever you just have a question or if you want to taste something, I am here for you. In between, who do you know that is looking right now? And come across from that standpoint is a very good general way of doing that.
And I have a question for you guys. I have somebody who's kind of like into fitness, and I ran into her at the grocery store, and my ex and I started a conversation with her. So we were standing in line waiting for meat, and he looks and he's like, how would you approach her? And so I'm next. So I'm like, go tell her she looks really fit and see what she uses. Does she use supplements? Is she into organic food, whatever? So he walks over and starts the conversation. So they start talking. He doesn't know enough. So then he calls me over and he goes back over. So I connect with her on Facebook, the little trick that Jill showed us to connect on Facebook. And then I reached out to her later on that day, and I do follow up with her, but she's like with all these people, and I just happened to see a picture of her on her Facebook. She's in a group of people that all do Herbalife, but she hasn't done it. And so I just keep reaching out generally. How are you doing? Can I give you more information? Are you able to get on a call? She's always busy, but she really is. She's a nurse, so she really is busy. But I don't know, like I'm going to keep the follow-up, but I don't know, I guess like the last time was maybe 2 weeks ago. How often do you guys follow up?
So it sounds like you've done this perfectly with her, and you followed a really good way of talking to her and initiating her, putting her in. I'm in the firm of, if you've established a relationship and she likes and trusts you, and you've gotten to that point, go ahead and ask them, hey, I know that you've been doing Herbal, or you're in the group with Herbalife, or I see, not I know, because you don't want her to think you're stalking her. But I see that you're with a few other people that do Herbalife. Are you currently doing Herbalife?
And I know she's not. And
go ahead and ask her, though.
And the reason I know is one of the people in the picture happens to be somebody that I know very well. He's like an Herbalife consultant, and he holds these workout groups. And so I just happened to see them at a celebration together, like from a fitness group that they belong to. So it was like, but she hasn't done the Herbalife. She doesn't like it. So it's not like it.
So let her tell you. Let her tell you. Say, are you doing Herbalife?
Yeah.
And just let her tell you. As long as you just ask questions.
Okay.
Then let her respond. So you can ask her, hey, would you like a sample of Isogenics? Or you've been asking her if she has any questions. She doesn't so far. So go a different direction. Okay. But I think if you bring up the Herbalife and ask her if she's doing that, you're going to get a ton of information.
Okay.
And the more questions you ask, just kind of come up with different things that are going to get her to talk in a conversation way. So not that she feels like she's being drilled.
Right.
Just, so what didn't you like about it? Do your friends have good results? What do they say about it? Do they like the program? Do they like the ideas of shakes? So you can kind of ask them those questions to get information about introducing her to us without going that direction.
Okay, I'll do that. And I was just going to send her a message because she's a nurse. She just switched employers. So I was just going to reach out on Facebook and just say, hey, I saw you switch jobs. Just following up. I hope everything's going well, and let her respond. And then I'll ask a few questions. How's the transition going? So I'll do that.
Awesome. Fabulous, Daphne. Doing great. It really just comes down to numbers, guys. I've been talking to Jim Lupkin quite a bit. And all the different suggestions that he gives us, which really aren't that many different ones. It's all just a variety of doing the same thing with different people. And his conclusion over the last 29 years, or however long he's been doing it, I think it's 19, is it's just the matter of number of people. It all comes down to that. And so if you're out there and you're visible and you're talking to people without putting the pressure on, but just letting people know, hey, I'm that person. What did I tell someone recently? I don't remember if it was, that's right. I think it was Joe. I don't remember. Anyways, I'm missing an earring. Isochick, I'm like, I'm the Isochick. Brand yourself in some different way where they're always going to think of you. Whenever they have that moment, whether it's a life moment or a change in their life or someone else, that they automatically think of you. And the way you can do that is how you present yourself, your posts, your personality, your non-pressure, your non-threatening in any way, and it's someone that they would want to spend time with. And that's your goal over everything is, oh yeah, when I'm ready, I'm going to contact Daphne. Oh, you want to talk to someone? I've got the girl. Just become that person. And as long as you're reaching out to multiple people, you'll always have different people coming in. And at some point, LaDonna may know this answer, or Ellie, at some point, you do want to kind of come in. I'm a little bit more aggressive. I always have been, whether good or bad. And I kind of come in a little sooner than later, asking the question. But when you come in of, hey, would you like a sample, or would you just like me to mail you a sample? It's not threatening in any way. It's either I want a sample or I don't want a sample. I'm ready or I'm not ready. Or maybe I'm not ready, but sure, I'll take your sample. Which always think of yourself. How would you respond, or how would you feel if someone asked you those questions? And so, just answer that real quick. Thomas, if I offered you a sample and you're not ready to do anything, how would you respond?
I would take it, but I would probably put it in my pantry and let it sit there for days and days.
Yeah, exactly. Me too. Annie, what would you do?
I would take it because somebody offered me something and I thought it was nice of them. Don't know if I'd necessarily check it out right away, but I'd definitely take it and be grateful.
Right. And you'd remember that person. So whether you take it or not, you still do remember that person, right?
Oh,
I
yeah.
have a few different samples all over the place, but I do remember who gave them to me, and some of them I haven't taken and some of I did. So let's put, I want to put two things out there just to kind of put in your head, because when you reach the right person, and you follow up, this is what can happen. So I have lots of samples that people have sent me, as I know you guys have too, and many of them I have not taken. Two in particular were samples that I did take. One, a friend, I've mentioned him before, my friend Les, sent me a sample from his brand new company that his friend was starting, and they were looking for opinions, but also people that might be interested. It was a skincare item. Many of us have gotten skincare samples, right? Crazy amount of skincare samples. And he saw that I did that because he sent out an email, and this is back in the day, he sent out an email to 500 people. And I took it and asked for it. He immediately called me, I think within the hour. And he's like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad Stephanie Beebe wants a sample. He's a great guy. And I took it, and he called me back. He's like, I want to make sure you received it. I want to make sure you do it. How did you enjoy it? And then pretty soon I started getting a few more phone calls. Now they were just building this marketing company at that time. So they were looking for particular people and leaders and so on. So they focused on me, but he's done the call since. And he's like, out of 500 emails, I only got one response. So my one response was Stephanie Beebe. And he's like, how do you argue with that? He's like, great. So, now the way Jim's approach is 1 out of 20 are going to respond to you. Was it 1 out of 20? Is that right? I think it's 1 out of 20. Or no, he cut it down to 1 out of 10. It used to be 1 out of 20, and now he's cut it down to 1 out of 10.
He said of ones he gives samples to, it's 1 out of 5.
1 out of 5. Thank you, Ellie.
He doesn't give them to everybody. He makes them kind of work for it.
Right, exactly. So you can take it. So you've got, Les's 500 emails. Hello, Linda. 500 emails that have gone out, and one person that one person responded, asked for the sample, and then they followed up and they got that one person. We don't do emails. We're doing it differently, and we're coming a little bit more. So you take 20 people who may have had an interest, but only 5 of them asked for the sample because they have to work for it. And then you're going to find one person out of that. So just kind of look at your numbers and work your numbers in that regards. But don't be afraid to pass out samples. Just be, conjugalant? Help me out. With doing it correctly and working that. All right. So we're just kind of going around the table. So Annie, I know you had something you wanted to say.
I forgot. It wasn't anything like pressing or crazy. It'll come to me.
Okay, so basically, we're just going to use this as a great accountability call. What we're doing, where we can really focus on, and how can we be better? And this isn't just my show. This is all of us working together in a big group scenario on who's got the advice or who's done it well, or don't do it this way. This is what I did, and this is what happened to me. So, let's definitely go around the table and kind of talk. But how we have to start these is, where do we need to learn more? Where are we not 100% confident in ourselves? And again, open forum. Please do not hesitate. Don't worry about anything, because we want to just make sure that everybody is 100% in all the different areas. All right, Thomas, you've been experimenting recently over the last 2 to 3 weeks. How do you feel about everything?
Well, I have yet to start my numbers game. As I was saying, like in the past couple of weeks, I started a project for Christmas to clean out my entire house, because I lived in a chaotic environment, and I can't expect to run an organized business with my room. You can't even see the floor. So that's going really well. I have maybe about 7 boxes left I need to go through, and that's going to be done, and I can start building an office, which I'm excited about. That's when I can start numbers. So
Something happened to your mic. I can't hear you very well.
Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Should I bring it closer to my face?
Yes, that's great.
Okay.
Bring it closer.
So, okay. Since I haven't been playing numbers games, what I've just been doing is, the people who regularly hang out with me, I've just been kind of re-exposing them slowly into isogenics by either handing them a card or handing them something that they haven't seen before, such as the shake. Because a lot of them be like, well, what's in it? And I'm like, here, just take a packet. You could not only see what's in it, but you could taste it. And I'm just very casual right now about how I'm approaching it, because kind of like, it's Daphne, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Kind of like Daphne, I don't like to pressure people, because I cave under pressure. If you pressure me too much, you lose me. So I just I got Katrina on board, and she's ordering it today. Actually, last night she wasn't able to. She got a flat tire and had to deal with that. And
So that makes you a consultant, Thomas.
Yes, I know. I'll be hitting consultant today. So that's exciting. But Katrina and Tori, the 2 people that are making me consultant, it's hilarious, because both of them told me in the very beginning, don't talk to me about it. I don't want to hear it. I'm never going to do it. And here Tori is really excited about it. And now Katrina's like, fine, I'm going to do this, because you don't stop talking about it. And apparently it's going to help me, because she's plateauing. She's an athletic person, but she's plateauing. So when I showed her, Stephanie, you tagged me in that Ice a Body challenge, the guy who was muscular, already fit, to, oh my Jesus, really fit. Mm-hmm. That's what kind of grabbed her attention, was like, okay, I'll try this. So that was great. Let's see, what's the last thing I was going to say? It'll, like Annie, it'll come to me. I can't remember what I was going to say past that.
So, can I comment real quick?
Yeah.
You're so cute. What I love about that example you just gave is that it was timing, right?
It was timing?
It was timing. Like a year ago, you probably said the same thing to these girls, right? That your identity is isogenics. And so you continue with that identity. And so for the people that a year later are signing up, it's just timing. So you really can't say the wrong thing to the right person. And I think that's something I really am trying to grab onto for the next 90 days.
Definitely.
Is not try to work on my weaknesses, right? Because that's so depressing, right? Things I'm not good at. But try to really focus on what my strengths are, right? And so, because I think what kind of stops me is when I try to be somebody else, thinking I should be doing this business a different way. But when I'm just being my authentic self in knowing how great these products are and sharing it and putting myself out there where maybe I'm in with different groups or different environments, that's when that synergy kind of flows, right? The whole law of attraction thing.
Yeah.
And if something doesn't work out, you just say, okay, that's all right. I'm just going to, just keep going, because you don't want to have that block of energy. But really, like what you just said was beautiful, because it just showed not quitting, staying with it. You're going to come around and help these girls. It's 2 girls, right?
No, boy and girl.
That really wanted and needed. And so if you had given up and stopped doing it, then you wouldn't be affecting their lives right now. So I don't know. It's just a really good reminder for me that we may not be 100%. We're never going to be 100% in everything. There's no such thing, because everybody's a little bit different. And that's the beauty of the team, is that everybody has different strengths coming to the table of what we do well. Stephanie's great with, tagging people and putting herself out there on social media. And that helped you, Thomas, right? So, but that didn't mean you had to do it. It was like great teamwork. And so that was a nice reminder too, that those tags do help,
Yeah.
That could be just a tipping iceberg. So, and this wasn't just for you, Thomas. I mean, this is just for me to hear as well.
Oh,
so.
yeah, no. And I finally remember what I was going to say. I want to continue with saying, for the people that I have introduced visually and given a sample to, but are still kind of him-hawing around the idea, me and Katrina have started going to the gym right across the street from our job after work, immediately after work. And we just started this Monday. And so the thing that I'm good at, as Linda's saying, is, there's several weaknesses about ourselves, but the one thing that I'm good at, hello, darling. Hello, darling. The thing that I'm good at is creating excitement in a show. I can pull people in by being exciting. That's what I was built for. I'm not sweating glitter today, but trust me, when I get in my mode, it's all glitter. So
I want to
I've
see
created
that post in your glitter.
Sparkles.
So the thing that I'm good at is creating excitement. So what I've done is I've created enough excitement for people to want to join us at the gym. So I've built just myself going to the gym to now me and Katrina. And I just had someone join me the other day named Tracy. And now Connie wants to come. And now Lindsay wants to come.
Wow.
So I have these people that are so inspired by our energy of going to the gym right after work and talking about the benefits going to the gym right after work. Everyone's wanting to join us. So we're going to create a big group of people that go directly to the gym right after work across the street. So that's great.
What are you calling your group? I know you're going to come up with a fun name.
So I just made it really cheesy, but that's me. I work for a company called Ironwood Physicians, so I call this the Ironwood Iron Buffs.
Perfect.
So I took a picture and I posted it on social media, and I'm also going to print it and bring it in the office. And that one picture made someone jealous. They're like, I want to be in that picture. I'm like, as soon as you come, I'll take a new picture and I'll put you up here.
That is, look at that. You're creating the excitement. You're creating a support team, the community. I mean, that's what makes Isogenics so successful, is the community. When they look at what makes change in people, fear doesn't do it. Telling somebody that they're going to, die of a heart attack isn't going to do it. But supporting them and having them join a community, right? Research has shown that's what does it. And that's why, even for us on this call right now, is making us, even for the business, wanting to do it. Just that community, you know? So.
Yeah.
Iron butt. I like that. I just have this visual RoboCop or something. I don't know.
That's my input for the day.
Okay, that's awesome, Thomas. And really, it's just the follow up with them. If you're in person with them at all and you're handing them the shake, see if you can actually make it for them right on the spot.
Okay.
It's again, then you don't have to worry about they're going to take it home and set it aside and not do anything with it.
Okay.
They actually drink it. All right, cool. What I've been having some really good success with recently is using Jim's line, and I don't have the exact words, so please don't quote me on it. But when I do give someone a sample, and Ellie talked about referencing, they have to work for it, sending them a sample, but also let me give you a call once you receive it so that I can tell you about that sample so you use it to the best of its ability and know exactly how it works. That has been going over really well, because that's where I'm starting to get these conversations with people where they're like, I can see me using some of this, but not all of it. I'm already healthy, so I'm not quite sure, if this is going to really work for me. And then I get that conversation of, well, let me just show you how this replaces what you're already doing. Just like my live video that I did last night, that stemmed from 2 calls that I had yesterday and the day before, because they're like, I'm already good. We get that conversation a lot. But unless we have that follow-up call with them, they can easily just set stuff aside. And it's like, all right, well, I'm good. I don't need anything. I'm already great. And you were talking about being skeptical, and how they weren't really interested and said no to you in the beginning. I just want you guys to look at this screen. All right. I was skeptical and said, no to the business. I did not say no to the program, because when Jill presented it, I needed to lose 20 pounds, and that's how she stated it. I can help you lose 20 pounds. Linda was like, no, I'm already doing Juice Plus. That hasn't done anything for me. How can I go home and tell my husband I'm spending another $300-400? Annie was like, no, I'm already doing Arbonne, but thank you very much. And
Thomas took his sample home and put it away for 4 months and didn't contact the physician assistant until 4 months later when I was really fat.
Right, exactly. And I didn't start the rest of you guys, but how were you? Were you a little skeptical, or did you say yes right away? Daphne told Susie no.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm the non-skeptic. I was just like, for Beth, whatever, I'll do it.
Well, but and you're in a different situation too, because you were looking at that time. Timing was right for you, right? I mean, timing was probably right for all of us as well. We just didn't want to admit it or agree to it. It was right for me. I was looking, so I'm on. And you, not to say that, none of the rest of you love, adore, and respect, whoever introduces to you. But Ellie absolutely adores Beth, and they have that relationship. And if you guys know Beth, why wouldn't you just completely fall in love with her and say yes? And Annie, we had a great relationship, but we hadn't really been in contact at that time. So I'm calling you up saying, hey, out of the blue. And Linda just is skeptical. We can just say yes to that, right? Right. And Thomas, I don't know for sure you and Tao, but I think you have a lot of respect for her. But she was a business associate, not a friend, not a love connection.
It was definitely more of a respect thing. Tao was very wise and sometimes gave me advice that I didn't want to hear, but it did build me. The advice that she gave me, just to give you guys a kind of a commercial example, you guys know I'm extra. My personality is very extra. That's where I get the glitter and the sweat from. Well,
I like that.
I was struggling with being professional at work and I wasn't getting the promotion. So she goes, well, why don't you stop making your hair look so crazy? It's totally unprofessional. And I was so mad. I didn't want to talk to her for like a week. I thought she was so mean, but I ended up changing my hair and getting a promotion. So I had to go back and bite my tongue and thank her.
Right, exactly. It all came from love.
It did.
So yeah, exactly. So cool. So just kind of keep that in mind as you guys are talking to people. Don't worry about when they say no to you. I just don't even think that way at all. If someone tells me no, I'm just in my head, I'm like, okay, it's just not right now. And I really, truly believe that, because when it's right for them, or as long as I do follow up and I hit them at that moment, then it's going to be right for them. All right, cool. All right, who else? Who else wants to kind of go over anything? And we've got Crystal Rank coming up. So make sure you really understand that. If not, I want to continue, and we'll do Tuesday night calls of really talking about Crystal Rank. Make sure everybody gets there. What other concerns? We have 9 minutes. Any other concerns to really kind of get you out there that you're not 100% comfortable with yet?
I don't know. For me, it's like I'm looking at the people on this call, and I can't imagine it's an issue of talking to people anymore. You know what I mean? Everyone's been around. I mean, I'm looking at most of the people on this call. I've been doing this a long enough time to know how to talk to people. And I think even for myself, it's like, okay, I'm kind of questioning, had to go a little faster, right? So we have Crystal Manager. We've had this Crystal Resets before. What are the steps that actually need to be done to make that happen? And so I love Thomas's example because creating this group at the gym, he's creating relationships that maybe in 4 weeks will come to fruition. One person will sign up 2 people, the other person sign up 2 people, boom, he's a manager, right? So it's like, and he's not doing it to think of manager position, he's just doing it to create excitement and to create results, right? So I think that's kind of like, Stephanie, that's how we do with a walking group, right? Look what came out of a walking group. So I think it's like figuring out for yourself what will create excitement for you. I mean, I'm thinking this for myself, like what in the next few weeks that's going to be different, right? Because I'm reaching out, but I'm not really doing anything much different. And I want to go a little faster to kind of reach some of those goals, right? So am I going to join some meetups? Am I going to join some other groups? Because I have to be able to build relationships over the next couple of weeks. Sometimes it can be instantaneous, and sometimes it'll take, 2-3 weeks, and sometimes like a year, right? But it's going to be more conversations. Does that make sense?
It does.
So I feel like focusing on more bang for the buck in terms of like just really what's a nice energy for your life that you're going to find fun, and you won't feel like I have to get this done, but this is just going to happen because of what I'm doing, right? It was one of the leaders who said, I never thought about rank enhancements because I just did my job. I just worked, and then they would come, right? And I think about someone I found out the other day, this girl is a trainer in Florida, works in a gym, and someone from here signed up somebody who works out at that gym. So it's like, what didn't this girl do with a trainer at that gym, uses isogenics, and someone from Arizona signs up one of her members? Like, not putting yourself out there, not willing to talk about it. I mean, I thought, I don't know. The other person maybe knew them, had a relationship. I don't know what it is, but it's those situations that not talking about it's going to hurt us more.
Yeah, you have to really brand yourself and let people know without being crazy. And that's what I love about Jim Lepkin and his trainings. It make yourself known as that person that you have this available and you have this to offer, but you're not
so much
counting on them in any way. We obviously have to do the actions. We have to connect with people. We have to meet new people. We have to talk about it. We have to be intentful and purposeful about doing it. But I also firmly believe in putting it out to the universe. There are times when, I really focus on helping people in times where I don't focus. And there are times when I focus on rank advancing. And there are times when I don't focus on it. It's all little cycles in your life of how you present yourself at the moment. And right now I'm focused on rank advancing. If I expect you guys to do it, I have to do it. So it is a focus. It is definitely in mind. And, Thomas, obviously you were the first one because you were already rocking and rolling and going to get to that point. So I knew Thomas was going to take my first spot. Then I'm like, okay, who's next? Because I need to hit this and I need to hit it quickly so that I can show people you can do it quickly. And so I've been working with Tabby Garcia, but she loves the product. She's been kind of doing it, but she hasn't really done anything with it. So I purposely made, and she will probably watch this recording, but, and I'm honest with her about, how I feel about her. And I love her and what I want with her. And I purposely made an appointment. We made a trade. So just kind of keep that in mind. If you have extra product at home, I made a trade with her. I gave her product and I got a massage. But I purposely made that massage appointment because I wanted to have that moment with her, that one-on-one of, hey, where are you at? You love this product. I know you love business and you're an entrepreneur. Are you ready to take it to the next level? Where are you? And the minute I left her salon, she texted me. Well, she told me at the salon, okay, how do I go in and order more product? This is now her 3rd order since December. And she's like, I'm signing up my husband, my mom, and my friend tonight. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, do you know how to do this? Do you know what pack you're going to use? Do you know how this works? Because we haven't even talked about any of that stuff yet. But her mind was like, I'm in. When I'm ready, I'm ready. And I'm in. So we had to start that. Then last night, I did that video, and I was hoping that, the product video would kind of get some motion and get some things happening. And 10 o'clock at night, I received a private message from a girl that I worked with a long time ago of, can I get a vanilla shake? I'm like, absolutely, blah, blah, blah. When can I meet you? She's like, I love Isogenics. I just can't afford it. I'm like, let's stop messing around. Gather your friends, because we've talked about this 2 years ago. Gather your friends and let's just put this out there and see who has an interest. And all of that, I honestly believe, is because I'm putting it out to the universe that, different things need to happen right now. And they need to happen right now. And I'm constantly thinking about it. I'm constantly thinking about whom. So along with your actions, make sure that you add that to your thoughts. Put a little pressure on yourself. I think that's perfectly fine, because rank advancing is pressure. I'm not going to say it's not. It doesn't just happen. Rank advancements do not just occur. So you got to kind of plan it out a little bit. And I always keep tabs. Right now, here's my list right now. And these are the people that I'm really focused on, whether they want to be on my list or not. These are the ones that I'm going to, really put a decent amount of effort into to find out if they have that interest and when they have that interest. And if they don't, that's no problem. But for right now, those are the ones that I'm putting out into the universe and praying about and asking God for help. If this is their moment, let me know that so I can give them what they need.
Am I on that list?
I don't actually have leaders on that list, but you're on right now.
I was just kidding. I'm like, hey girl, these are the prayers I can.
I have all kinds of different lists in different places. So I have my leader list in different areas, but I'm marking you all on this list because so far this list is working great. So let's put it all out there.
So when you go live, do you have to really look pretty with makeup and stuff? Annie always looks like pretty with makeup. Annie, what do I do? How to help this girl?
It depends on your topic. I'm gonna suggest it depends on your topic and how much time you're gonna spend.
Oh man, I would never be able to go live.
Linda, I will tell you, I even saw one that Susan Sly did, where she was like, yep, didn't put on makeup, didn't do anything, it just was on my heart, I needed to get on here. So I wouldn't worry about it.
Yeah.
Right. Maybe people will connect with that.
Honestly, there are times where I'm like, shoot, I need to do a live video. I got to go put my makeup on. And there are other times when I'm in my car and I'm like, this is just, I had to do it. And Annie laughs at me all the time because it's like, okay, I had to do this. It was like right now I had to get this out there and I don't care what I look like.
I wish I could empathize with any of you, but I'm a guy. I woke up 5 minutes ago and jumped on this call and I'm like, oh, well.
Right.
Linda, I have to be honest. I think if I saw you all primed out and wearing makeup and everything, I might not take you seriously because it's not you.
Okay, good point.
Know you.
I think.
So be you.
Yeah.
You're awesome the way you are.
Kind of like what my son said to me when I had fake eyelashes on, like, what's wrong with your eyes?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Good point. Just be me. All right. See, you guys are helping.